Hey everyone, my name's Chris. This is The Big, the Bad, the Nerdy, and this is our podcast, The Dirty Nerdy, episode 13. Today we're going to talk about the announcements at Nintendo Direct. Maybe if we have time, we'll take a look at the Jurassic Park trailer that came out the other day. And then we're definitely going to talk about the finale of the Book of Boba Fett. So let me introduce my co-host, Steven. How you doing?
Doing great. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. A little tired, but that's all right.
Yeah, I don't know how you feel. Um, well, my week was pretty hectic, so I didn't get any gaming in at all, uh, unfortunately. There wasn't really anything to play other than catalog, backlog stuff that I have plenty of to play, but just didn't have the time. I did get to watch the Book of Boba Fett. We'll be talking about that later, the finale. The new Peacemaker episode. We might touch on that a little bit. Uh, still moving along. Still interested in that story. 1883. Continuing on in the Old West. It's starting to shape up into a series I think I want to see a lot more of. And then I started Superman and Lois. It's a CW show, spinoff of the Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really developed an opinion on it yet. It's still kind of fleshing out the characters, but it follows Superman and Lois as they move back to Smallville to raise their two teenage boys, Jonathan and I think Joshua.
Okay.
So I'll probably talk about that more in future episodes once I get a better feel of that first season. As far as my audiobooks this week, I did finish listening to Hammered in the Iron Druid Chronicles. Tells the tale of the Iron Druid as he and his friends go to have a conversation with a real asshat of a god called Thor. Apparently no one likes him. No one has anything good to say about him. And he has to die. So, and I'll be listening to Tricked later this week, which is the fallout of that conversation that they have with Thor and the Acer.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
It. Yeah, that was my week in a nutshell. How about you, Avery?
Me. Well, so yeah, my week got pretty busy. Despite my last week with the whole gung ho effort, I'm like, I have plenty of time. I'm gonna do work on our content stuff and have all this free time to game and watch movies. Yeah, I didn't have any time to do all that. Getting really close into baby due date, so I kind of just switched gears and started putting things together. I got our bassinet and our crib and kind of get the nursery, getting that up and running. So I was focusing on that this week. But I did take some time for myself, as my lady, she's very adamant to make sure that I still have my me time. So we did play a little bit of gaming, still playing XCOM 2, trying to finish that up. And then decided to finally go back into the gym, which has been really nice.
Okay.
Because I haven't gone in I don't know, 3 months. So that's been nice.
I haven't gone in 8 years.
So I played more video games this week than I have in a long time again. I'm going through the Halo campaign, which story-wise I don't really give a shit, but I'm just having fun shooting people, like just taking out the bad guys. I think it's a pretty good challenge. I haven't played Halo since Halo 2, really, because Halo 2 pissed me off. But I've been having a lot of fun doing that. And then I watched Ghostbusters Afterlife all the way through, and I stand by my original statement where the first half of it is just boring. Yeah, the first half is just so slow, it feels. And then I kind of watched A New Hope. I say kind of because I was hanging out with my friend Sarah and we were just talking. Sarah Emery. So yeah, that was my week. I would have wanted to make another video, but I was also slammed with work, and I had a power outage the other day that fried my router and my switch. I've got an Ethernet switch that I use to hardline into the office here, as you see my lovely wire work.
So lovely. Great.
So yeah, I had a weird week. So Avery, I'm actually curious. Did you see anything about the Nintendo Direct?
Sadly, I did not get a chance. No.
Okay, because I have this weird feeling that you might be the one that has the most to say about it.
Oh boy.
And that's not a bad thing or anything. Like there's definitely one game that I'm looking forward to. But otherwise, I've got a list here of all the games that were announced, and we'll just go through the ones that seem interesting to any of us. The first one,
let's do it,
is the new Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. Now, I never played the first Fire Emblem. I was interested because I heard a ton of hype even after the game came out. Like, people were loving this. Did any of you guys play Fire Emblem?
I have not, but I've always been very interested in the series. Yeah.
All right, moving on. This next game, no one cares about. No Man's Sky is getting a Switch port.
Whoa.
Steven, had you never purchased No Man's Sky, but say you played like on your friend's console or something, and you felt the same way you felt about it now, would you buy? Do you think that would be a good move for the Switch?
No, I don't see how the game works on a Switch. It requires so. I mean, on my PlayStation 4, it takes up a lot of room. So the trade-off with the Switch is you don't have games that are graphically as in depth as No Man's Sky. They cut back on that. So
right, it's not as taxing. It's not as taxing on the hardware.
Yeah, but I don't think I would buy it. This is a game that I wouldn't even think to buy on my Switch.
Okay.
Agreed. Yeah.
Now, this next game is something I am definitely interested in, and it is Mario Strikers Battle League. And we're not going to watch this whole thing. I'm just going to have it play in the background. Nintendo doesn't really like it when you do these things. But this is soccer meets Mario Kart. Like this looks
kind of like Rocket League with Mario characters.
Yeah.
Bro.
But yeah, this looks super fun. It's 4-on-4 or something. Like, you know, everyone's got superpowers, and then there's items.
It does look like it would be a fun party game to play with a large group of people. Or obviously online. Yeah,
this looks like a ton of fun.
Yeah.
I might pick this one up.
It's pretty dope. I mean, that's one thing.
Gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I give Nintendo great credit for, is like their innovation of combining games, you know, styles and genres has always been top notch, you know. Obviously, like something like this, it looks very similar to Rocket League, but you know, it's the appeal of Mario Nintendo characters, right? Like that's awesome. Like, you know, as much as I love Rocket League, I would definitely, you know, love to play, you know, Mario or Bowser and kick ass too while playing soccer. Like it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I hate soccer, but I would play that.
Right, exactly. It's how I felt about with tennis. Like I never really cared about tennis, and then, you know, Mario Tennis came out, and I was all about it. And same thing with golf. Like I was like, I don't want to play no golf games. And Mario Golf came out, and I played Mario Golf. Like it somehow does know how to draw you in.
I do have a guilty pleasure of golf video games.
Now I will say, yeah, I mean, I played the shit out of Tiger Woods. Like I used to love playing the Tiger Woods games. Like
So
those,
I
those
used
were
to
fun.
I used to play this game called Hot Shots, and they don't make it anymore. I wish they would.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I miss Hot Shots. I miss Hot
Yeah,
Shots a lot.
that was my PlayStation avatar was one of the characters from Hot Shots. Yeah,
Nice.
I had a lot of fun playing that. So the next game is Splatoon 3 with the co-op mode. Have either of you guys played Splatoon? Any of the Splatoon games?
No.
So I've been
Have
watching
not.
people play Splatoon 2 recently, and that looks like a lot of fun. You're just painting the ground and trying to cover up as much as the map, and whoever covers the most wins. Very simple, but it looks like a lot of fun. I will probably be picking up Splatoon 3 at some point in time. Because yeah, that just looks like a lot of another fun party game.
Well, yeah, if you pick up Splatoon 3, I mean, I have not played the Splatoon franchise, but that's another one I've been really interested in diving into. But if you pick that up, I'll more likely pick it up with you, and then we can play the co-op mode and review that or whatever the case. Or yeah,
there's a lot of Splatoon diehards out there. So this was some mech game. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all. And then we've got the Disney's Mario Kart.
Oh boy.
Which is
that's just isn't that DLC for Mario Kart? Or
no, this is actually Disney Speedstorm. This is coming out on all platforms. It's a
really?
Disney game, and it's Mario Kart with Disney characters.
I mean, I feel like, look, I mean, Crash Bandicoot tried. A lot of other companies have tried to capitalize on the Mario Kart formula and have failed miserably. I feel like this just I don't think it's gonna. I mean, I guess the appeal that yes, it is on all platforms, but so we're like every other Sonic Team Racing CTR, like all of them were, but I don't know. I feel it's just there's nothing but Mario Kart. Like I don't know.
Yep, I agree. So then we got a Gundam game. Oh, you know what? There's a little. So that's right. They're doing Star Wars Force Unleashed remastered for the Switch, and that's going to come out on 4/20. So there's that. And then the Ezio collection from Assassin's Creed is getting ported over to the Switch, which comes out the end of this next week. And then we've got this Gundam game here. Does anyone care about Gundam?
I mean, I've never been big into it. So.
Yeah. I'm not that kind of nerd. Now,
we have across that territory yet. Ooh.
Avery, I have a funny feeling this one might speak to you. Did you ever do Chrono Cross?
Oh, on the PlayStation, of course.
So they're doing the Chrono Cross remaster on the Switch.
Like this.
The Radical
This
Dreamers.
feels like this definitely speaks to me quite a bit. I've been itching for a Japanese RPG to play on my Switch for quite some time. That's good. That's decent anyway.
I was gonna say there's probably a ton of them on the Switch, but
oh yeah, there's a ton. But yeah, Chrono Cross is definitely one of those top-notch Japanese RPGs I would definitely throw all my money towards.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that love Chrono Cross. I just never got into it. Never bothered. I haven't done many of the JRPGs. So there's a brand new Kirby coming out.
Ooh.
And I haven't played a Kirby game since I was about 8 on my Game Boy.
Same. Yeah, well, I think I was like 10 when my game.
It looks cute, and it looks fine. It's just definitely not for me.
Right.
He does this whole thing where, hold on, I don't want to. He eats this car, and then he takes on the abilities of the car, and then let me see. But yeah, they call it mouthful mode, where he becomes the car, and then he's got another thing where he eats like a vending machine and he starts spitting out soda cans. And he can become a traffic cone. And like each one has like their own different abilities to do whatever it is to get through the puzzle. So when it comes to those kind
Yeah,
of
I mean,
games,
it definitely pass. Yeah,
yeah.
I
When
mean,
it
it
comes to
looked
those
fun.
games, I'll just stick to Ratchet and Clank.
Right. It looks fun, but definitely not, our target audience. We're definitely a little older now.
So another big announcement was the Kingdom Hearts pack coming to the Switch. And this one has all sorts of drama.
Oh boy.
So it is only available over cloud gaming with Nintendo.
What?
When you think of Nintendo online experience, you think of lag and just crap servers, and it's just no good. It's
Yeah.
no good. So I was watching a video of this guy talking about it, and he had a video from Germany playing, and I was trying to find the German video. I didn't want to use his video because he has a bunch of crap all over his screen and everything. And I just wanted to show the actual video of like it constantly timing out in one of the first battles of Kingdom Hearts 2. And it constantly was just showing this server error and just lagging out. And then there was even times where I was watching other clips where you would see the guy strike the enemy and like nothing happened. And so lots of people are saying do not buy this for the Switch, let alone the price tag for all of these games is $70 for the Switch. And I believe you can go pick up the same thing for the PlayStation for $30 right now.
Right now, yeah, I think it's super cheap right now.
So
it will look better. It'll look better and play better. So yeah, just if you really want to play some Kingdom Hearts, just stick with the consoles. Stick with Xbox or the PlayStation.
This is kind of like too much too late.
It really is. I mean, this announcement of the porting this over, that's something that should have been done during the re-release of these when it came out on the PlayStation and Xbox. And then the fact now it's going to be on the cloud, that's the huge red flag because everyone knows the Nintendo cloud it's terrible. And to try to run a game like this, it's not going to be a great experience.
Yeah, because there's a lot going on in this game. There's so many enemies that you have to fight off at times, and just so many, like when you're using your powers and you got Goofy and Donald all using their powers, there's like just so much shit on the screen.
It's Kingdom Hearts, like even though it looks cute, it looks like it's like a low graphical, it's very taxing when it comes to the particle effects, like you're saying, and like the amount of enemies that are displayed on the screen, like that's another part of taxing the system. And I feel like the Switch cannot handle that, let alone being on the cloud. Like that's a double enemy. Like what?
Well, probably anybody but Nintendo could have done that as far as the cloud aspect. So that's Kingdom Hearts, and that was one of the big ones. I have no idea what Klonoa is. Don't care. Oh, they're Portal 1 and 2 are coming to the Switch.
I'll probably pick those up.
Okay.
I was always a big fan of those games, and I think they would port well into the Switch.
Okay,
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
And then Live a Live. Oh, I think I want to play this. Yeah, this looked cool as hell. This is just old school, kind of like 16-bit, but obviously high def. This looked pretty neat.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, like the graphics are really cool. And I
like it.
I'll turn the audio on for a second because the music was pretty good as well. I'd rewound it so you can hear the music. So yeah, that looks interesting.
Dope. I like it. It's a blend of, yeah, like you're saying, old 16-bit JRPG with a little bit of, I forgot what kind of style it's called. It's like Omni 3D or something, like omnidirectional, where it's 2D, but they're on 3D platforms. Like
Right.
they're just 2D sprites on like on a 3D platform.
Like Double Dragon kind of.
Yeah.
And then one of the huge announcements was Nintendo Switch Sports. And they've got
Who played that
bowling
on
and
Switch?
you know, the bowling stuff. I don't know if they had boxing. Well, they got it all right here. So yeah, volleyball, badminton. They have this thing where you can fight with foam sticks, tennis.
Fight with foam sticks.
Because you know, you can't actually be attacking each other with swords.
Right, of course not. You know,
This was
gotta
some
keep it PG.
this was some dumb sushi meets Parappa the Rappa thing, and not nearly as cool.
Oh yeah, the rhythm game. Yeah, I used to play it all the time in arcades.
This one here,
Yeah.
this looks like some I don't know. It looks weird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it'll translate well on the Switch, but yeah, I used to play those in when GameWorks. I used to play those in GameWorks all the time.
Okay.
When that used to be a thing. I don't know if anyone even
So-
remember GameWorks.
I remember GameWorks.
GameWorks is still a thing. It's just a different name now. Emmanuel goes there all the time. I don't know what it's called though, but
What's
it's
it
still in
called?
Arizona Mills, and it's just some big old arcade.
Oh, you're talking. Oh, yeah. I don't. I've been there. It's not the same. It's
Okay.
not the same.
Yeah, he goes to play
I know what you're
some
talking about.
dance game thing.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot the name. But it has like a blue logo. I don't. It's something. Some company,
Yeah.
some private company got in or like whatever.
I have not. I haven't been over there in a long time. So I don't remember this one being announced. I watched this whole thing live, but Triangle Strategy, a strategy RPG. Oh, this actually looks neat, but not my type of game.
I
It's
do
like a
love my
Final
strategy
Fantasy
RPGs.
Tactics type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was
Dope.
one. And then I don't remember the Cuphead
Oh, boy.
announcement, but the graphics on this always looks just so cool.
Oh yeah, Cuphead looks Yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah. So a Cuphead coming out this summer, it looks like, and then a Metroid Dread
Yay.
update. Did either of you guys pick up Metroid Dread?
I didn't. I
have
didn't.
not.
I always thought meant to, but just never got around to it.
Same.
And now it's at a point where I'll probably just wait and pick it up when it's on sale.
Oh, so they added Dread mode and Journalist mode. I mean, Rookie mode. And so that's the new update. Is you can play it on harder or easier difficulties. Earthbound on the Switch. Never really cared about that.
Never much
That's
was
that
Earthbound
guy
person.
on whatchamacallit, Smash.
Ness. Yeah.
So let's see.
hate that
And
guy on
then this
Smash.
was really cool. They are going to be
Ooh.
releasing 48 new tracks. Well, not new. They're remastered tracks from the Wii U, the Wii, the N64 for Mario Kart 8 on the Switch. And they're going to be doing it over the next 2 years, I want to say. So you get like 6 it's like a seasonal thing where you get like 6 tracks every quarter for 2 years. $25. They're practically giving you a whole nother game's worth of tracks for less than half the price of the game.
Interesting.
And then if you are subscribed to their Nintendo Online Extended or whatever, like they've got like a bonus level, that came out a few months ago. There was a bunch of drama behind that. I never cared. But it's free if you pay for that part of the online subscription. So I thought that was pretty neat. Let's see if they. So yeah, these are all remastered courses from previous Mario Kart games. The booster
Dope.
course pass.
Dope. I mean, I know Mario Kart 8 had a few of the like remastered courses on there already, but yeah, it would definitely be nice to see more. Which yeah, that'd be very refreshing, like to jump back in, because I mean, everyone's like I play once in a while, some Mario Kart just for here and there. But at this point, I've mastered like all the tracks on there, so it's like I can literally play it in my sleep. Unless I'm like only time I really have fun playing with it now is from playing with friends. But
Right.
yeah, no, this is cool. Like I like this. I like the fact that we're getting new tracks.
Yeah, I'll probably pick this up because like one of the tracks that they just showed was Choco Mountain from N64. And
Oh, the
N64 was
N64?
definitely the Mario Kart that I spent months of my
The
life
Yeah.
on Mario Kart 64.
Same. No. Yeah, same.
Yeah, who didn't?
From probably my favorite tracks. It was in 64. I really enjoy it. Yeah.
I hope they do the Wario one,
N64
which I know is
has the
kind of
dope-
like the dirt bike track, but I just like that one more. And
I
keep
love
the cheesy
Wario
shortcuts and
Stadium.
everything.
Yeah, the Wario. Oh, right. Yeah, the Wario Stadium was really cool.
So the last one was Xenoblade Chronicles 3. There's a lot of people out there that love Xenoblade. I never got into Xenoblade. Avery, as our closest thing to a JRPG type.
The black man who was in the Japanese. Yeah. Actually, I do love Xenoblade Chronicles. Look, I gotta throw in some of that just little political slander here every once in a while. It's because I'm a black Japanese man. All of a sudden you gotta come to me as the expert. But anyway,
no, you're just the bigger
Xenoblade
weeb.
I'm not gonna I mean I am. Yeah, I mean by the time we get to our next episode, probably like I'll have like all my posters up and it'll be nothing but just fucking anime and weeb shit. So whatever. But yeah, no, Xenoblade Chronicles, that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. Xenoblade, that'll definitely be a buy for me.
Okay. Did you like? So you obviously did you finish the other two? Did you play them? Did you?
I did. So I'm a huge fan of the second one. The first one was cool. The second one was just by far like 10 times better like than the first one. It's that I wouldn't say it's very Final Fantasy-ish. Like it definitely has its moments, but I would feel like as far as jumping into a JRPG, Xenoblade Chronicles is a lot less taxing as far as time consuming and story development. Because we all know Final Fantasy can get like very, very long in its storytelling arcs and drama and shit. And Xenoblade I feel is more focused on the action and just getting down to business.
Why would I want to play Xenoblade?
You will probably want to play Xenoblade because it's not a what do you call it? What well, okay, so it's more action role playing versus turn-based first most. And in a good way, right? Like it's not like how Final Fantasy 14 was like, that's considered an action, that's an action RPG. I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the fighting system on that. This one's a lot better. You can like you have your squad and you can easily switch between all of them. You don't have to do no whole, even what they did in Final Fantasy 7, like you can switch with all of them. It's not the whole like, oh, you can temporarily switch to this character. Like, no, you have all your characters you can switch to and do whatever you need to do.
Okay.
Anyway, a lot of fun. Highly recommend.
Is it story wise though?
Oh, the story is
How is that?
fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, story's great. It is still a JRPG, so it is still very on the spectrum of very high
gotta reach
over. Yeah, they do overreach. Yeah, they do overreach. There's a lot of drama, a lot of drama, a lot of just a lot of things you expect in JRPG. Like it's definitely still full on JRPG, but I feel like it's the more tamed ones out of like the popular JRPG games.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I don't know if I'll get it, but I might watch someone play it.
I've got a coworker that's really
Yeah,
big
man.
into the Xenoblade. He's played every single one of them. He's gonna get it. So I may borrow it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Of course, with his backlog, it might be 2038 before I get to borrow it.
You don't think you'd just slam it right in there instead of wait?
No, he's a completionist and he's working on The Witcher 3 right now.
Oh.
And he's a big player of Gwent, so
Oh
kind of
boy.
like you, Chris. He wants all the cards.
Well, and to be a complete, so getting all the cards is definitely doable, but I think there's certain cards that you can't get after certain events and all that kind of stuff. Not a whole lot of them, but there are some of them. And then also I don't know what kind of completionist he is, but like triggering all of the different missions in Witcher is a task in its own.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because you can definitely miss a lot of them if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, Witcher 3 is such a massive game. Like I said, it got to a point, as much as I love that game, I couldn't finish it. Like it was just too long.
Yeah,
I feel so bad about it.
Forever.
You really could. And I feel bad because I'm like, I want to I've completed the main storyline, but as far as like once the DLCs were add on to it, I was like, I can't. I can't.
So Avery, did you watch Book of Boba Fett?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
So we've got roughly 24 minutes before Steve's got to bail. So let's go through this as quickly as possible.
Let's power through it.
So we open up, and I'm just skipping a little bit. So they know that the storm is upon them, as I believe is what Fennec closed the last episode was saying, or something similar to the storm is coming. So they're in these, not rubbles. They're in these ruins.
The ruins of the casino.
Right. Yeah.
The casino.
And so they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, how they're going to defend themselves. And the mods say we're staying here. We need to defend the people, which in that one part of town, the people did not turn against them. Every other part was not the case.
Right.
So that just very early setup of the whole episode is them trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to do for when they come? They're expecting Freetown is going to come out and help. And then we clip away to a certain X-Wing landing, and Baby Yoda has returned. He made the choice. I'm a little surprised that they did this episode. I would have liked that to have been Mando season 3.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't want Grogu here.
Felt like this was something that could have been trimmed out of the series, and not affected anything really.
I don't know if you remember, but a few episodes ago, Stephen, you and I were saying how we didn't want any Jedis to show up in this.
I really didn't. I wanted this to be the Book of Boba Fett, and it wound up being, the Book of Boba Fett with, the Apostles, Grogu, and Mandalorian being the two best episodes in the entire season.
Right.
Kind of like I spoke to you. I really
And
felt
I
like
mean, this.
those 2 episodes with Luke and Grogu and the Mandalorian really should have been peeled into a season 3 of the Mandalorian. I would have accepted maybe a backdoor pilot for Ahsoka Tano, where they showed maybe an
Mm,
Ahsoka Tano centric episode and maybe pulled her into
mm.
the book of Boba Fett in some way. But I really felt like everything else was just kind of, hey, we have a cool idea and we have these toys. Let's put it in this one so they can see it now.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like, I mean, this whole season of the Book of Boba Fett, it felt like the Mandalorian season 2.5. In a sense,
Yeah.
right? Like it's everything building up to the season 3 of the Mandalorian. Like it definitely, yeah, like you were saying, Stephen. Once Grogu and Mandalorian and Luke were involved in this season, it no longer became it was no longer the Book of Boba Fett to me anymore.
Mhm.
Like
Right.
all of the best episodes were with the Mandalorian in it, and it's a shame because it didn't really we didn't really get to feel and get to experience Boba Fett as we wanted to. I mean, we did in the beginning when he was part of the Tusken Raiders, and that was really cool. But then all of a sudden, he just got hijacked with the Mandalorian coming into play.
Yeah, and that whole Tusken Raider thing just never really paid off in any real way. They didn't even
No,
use
it
it in
really
the
didn't.
one way they could have, with him finding out that the Pikes killed the Tusken tribe that he had belonged to. But they stole that away from him. They gave Fennec Shand the payoff of killing the Pike leader, when that really should have been Boba Fett. I
Yep.
mean, in a normal narrative, you give your protagonist, you give him his reward, his
closing.
revenge, the
Yeah,
princess, whatever. They totally stole that from him, and I don't know why. Narratively, it felt very, very hollow. The other thing is I'm not some master tactician, so maybe that's why I see this as silly. But if I am holed up in the ruins of a casino that has really no defense system whatsoever, I'm not going to depend on 3 teenagers, a Wookiee, and 2 pigs to protect me when I have the master assassin Fennec Shand and the Mandalorian
right.
there to work side by side. I'm not going to send Fennec Shand. I'm not going to send one half of my best 2 people off on some errant mission to kill some people that didn't matter. It wasn't like cutting off the head was going to stop the attack. If that was the case, it would have made sense. But it was she didn't actually kill them until the battle was over. They could have taken the fight to the Pikes in their home base. That would have been more interesting. And given Boba Fett his chance.
True. You could give him that closure that he needed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So we already kind of covered this next part. This is when we discovered what actually happened with the Tusken Raiders. I've been working on getting things ready for my Boba Fett video that I want to do with things that I would have liked to have seen or how it could have been better. And on Monday or Tuesday, I was writing down how we need a reason to fear the Pikes. And what if it was they that killed the Raiders and not the biker gang or whatever? And so that ended up being what it is that they were the ones that actually took out the Tusken Raiders. But I would have liked that to have been revealed a few episodes earlier, because then it would have felt like there was some sort of stakes. Like this whole time, I'm like, who gives a shit about these guys? Like, what have they done? Why are the Hutts so afraid of them? Like, we know nothing. All they're doing is running spice. Like, why are the Hutts running from these people? Like, we're just supposed to fear them because we're told to fear them.
Yeah.
I felt like there was no real weight behind that. And if they would have done something where Boba found out that it was them, like, just create more drama. It was a lack of drama.
It was to kind of shoehorn it in this last episode and to have him be like, oh, so that it was the Pikes that did all or to have the reveal, during this scene right here that it was the Pikes who did it all along, even though we probably, maybe internally we probably knew, but like to have I think for me, it would have been a great scene for that to be revealed even to the audience first, was when we got the introduction of the Pikes landing on Tatooine. Like when they're landing and they're walking out, there could have been like a scout there, but like, hey, that the mission's done. The guy could have said, "Are the Tuskens taken care of?" He'd be like, "Mission done," and we were like, "Oh shit!" Like like I think that would kind of help build the suspense, for the audience, in a sense like that.
You know what? So you're talking about like there was that one scene where the Pikes were landing and they were waiting for them to show up, and where Boba Fett apologized for offending the handicapped person.
Handicaps.
So, but when they landed, and you're talking about like, what if they were all carrying guns instead of just looking like random, like do
civilians.
something to make them look powerful. Like otherwise, they were just
right.
They look like a bunch of politicians, maybe. I don't know, like.
Right. They didn't really look intimidating, even when coming out, and even dramatic music playing and everything. And they're like, "Oh, it's the Pikes," and I'm all like, "Why do I care?" They're short, they're ugly, they're stumpy looking, they have no guns. Like, what's stopping anyone right now from just shooting all of them in the head?
And you literally called the fish people Pikes. Like,
yeah.
So then we go to the part, and Fennec is explaining what's going on. So they've got these watch posts. They've got, I keep wanting to say chrysanthemum, but that ain't it.
Black Christan.
Yeah, I'm never gonna get it. So he's watching guard at some part in town, and then they've got the Gamorreans out by, like, do they call that the port? Like, where everything lands.
The Weequay part of the port, and he's in the Transdoshan part of town.
Right.
It's kind of set up like, old towns used to have quarters where, different ethnic groups kind of group together. Well, that's kind of what Tatooine has. You have the Aqualish quarter, which is the walrus guy, Bobba from A New Hope. They're the Aqualish. Transdoshan are Bosk and those lizard people. Weequay are the guards in Jabba's palace and that biker group.
Right. So yeah, so she's explaining how they're watching and no one will be able to sneak up on them. And then shortly after, this guy shows up.
Pikes will be able to sneak up on them.
So yeah, this guy he shows up, Mr. Bane,
Cad Bane, yeah,
and he tries to make one last offer to Boba Fett and says, "Hey, the spice flows," and Boba says no, and then he just kind of leaves. Which I mean, whatever.
Well, he tries to intimidate Bubba too for showdown.
Right? And, yeah, he tries to stir the pot.
Right, because that's when he tells them like, "Oh, hey, by the way, the Pikes are the one that gunned down your Tusken tribe."
That's right.
And yeah,
and then he also told him that Freetown wasn't going to be showing up because he killed Cobb.
Right. So he was trying like all the things to like stir up Bubba to like, I dare you to shoot at me. And then, of course, Fennec Fan came in and was like,
"What's that?"
Oh, yeah. And then Fennec Fan came and was like, "Look, Boba, at your time, we got to handle this. Don't let the emotions take over and try to, mess up the plan."
So this next part was my favorite. I cheered when this happened. I wanted them all to die.
You really don't like the mod people.
No, I don't like these at all. I think it's just shit acting. But
Dude, the guy
yeah.
in the all right, so like this freeze frame is dope. All right, so the guy in the far right with the afro looks like he's
Uh-huh.
picked up from like a 70s black exploitation film.
Oh, he totally
You see
does. I didn't even notice him.
like he has the
He's
mustache,
all
the
Jackie
hair, like
Browned
he just
out.
right.
You are not wrong.
Yeah. That
See,
is hilarious.
I guess I was distracted from him by Ethan Hawke standing behind this girl here in the center, 90s
Oh,
Ethan
dude.
Hawke, not current Ethan Hawke.
Right.
Right, yeah.
So all of a sudden, the alliances the neutral alliances that Boba Fett thought he had all turned on him at the same exact time because they were actually all working with the Pikes from the beginning.
Dun, dun,
Maybe
dun.
we don't know when that happened, but it happened. So these guys end up getting pinned down, and then the Transdoshans overtake this guy. I did not get a freeze frame of the Gamorreans falling off the cliff, but they were killed. Maybe. We don't know. People might not die in Star Wars. We'll get to that later. And then we get what might have been the coolest thing all series, just because I've been wanting to see this. We get two badasses flying around in jetpacks shooting shit.
Yeah,
shooting
that
shit.
was pretty badass.
This was a really dope scene. Yeah, this was dope. I mean, I
really
love the setup
liked how
to
they
it
made it
too.
all herky jerky looking when they're trying to fly around and shoot.
Yeah.
But also not so herky jerky like they didn't know what they were doing. It's just, you're riding a freaking jetpack. Those things have some power.
Right. They're very powerful. Yeah, they're very powerful devices. Yeah, I love the setup to this too. It was dope. He walks out and be like, "Yeah, I'm here to make a plea, and here's Boba Fett's plea.
Right.
Nothing. Get the
There's
fuck
nothing
off
on there,
our planet."
and he gets confused because he's the second worst character in this entire show.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a freeze frame of the first worst. It's that mechanic broad.
I like her. I think she's fun and interesting.
I do like her character. She's a very fun, interesting character.
So Boba Fett and the Mandalorian end up getting pinned down by the Pikes, and Freetown comes to save the day. No Cobb Vanth,
Dun, 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 dun.
but this guy, which I actually had, I won't say it because I don't remember. I made a comment about him in the last episode that I didn't say, but he turned his ways around and realized that if he doesn't do anything now, he's only going to pay for it in the end.
Right.
So they show up and they help save Mando and Boba. And then this guy shows up. Well, the mods also showed up after Fennec bailed their asses out. And then this guy just brooded his way through now it's the Pikes, but he got through the Transdoshans. And so now everyone's getting back up to where Mando and Boba are, and the Pikes are starting to kind of back off. And then we get the giant droidicas.
Freaking massive.
You want to know what the first thing I thought of when I saw these?
The design of these guys is great because they have 4 legs. They can move backwards and forwards, whereas the original ones only had 3.
Right.
Right. So the first thing, I don't know why, but the second I saw these things, my head went to RoboCop 2.
Okay, I see that a little bit.
I can see that.
There's
I
one
was
other
thinking
design
more-
flaw that bothered me. So if you watch the Phantom Menace, you see the droidecas when they roll up. When they fire their laser cannons, the turrets come out of the shield just a little bit before they fire and then come back in. These guys do not do that. So what I don't understand is, wouldn't they just their laser blasts hit the shield and just inside. A
Right.
friend of mine named Greg pointed that out, and now whenever I watch the scene, it loses me.
This is good. This is good because I have another complaint about the shields. We're not there yet, but so these guys show up. It was cool. The designs all right. Obviously they're just getting wasted because they can't get through the shields. And then so everyone's kind of goes their own way. They're trying to Boba and almost called him Django. Boba and Mando are like, you guys go, we'll distract them, trying to like take on the brood of their attacks. And then they eventually get separated, and then we get the reunion. Mm-hmm. This was a big moment. He got the shirt. I hated that line.
You did.
I wish they wouldn't have called it a shirt. You got the armor. Like
you got
yeah.
So this was a thing in the wrong season or the wrong series. And then we get the Rancor.
The Rancor. So, hey, really quick, guys. Sorry. My lady really she has something very important to say. So like just 2 seconds.
Okay.
Hi, I just wanted to tell you that we just got our Amazon socks, like for the baby. These are the most adorable thing ever. And I felt that everybody on the podcast just needed to know that they make these. Like these are socks and they are half of my hand. So okay. Anyway,
they are
have
adorable.
A great show.
Yes. This is how we draw in more guys. We're drawing more traffic, guys. We gotta
I thought
bring in some.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna have something else cute to say about the Rancor. Because like when it first showed up, you told us that story of like, why would I want that?
Oh, yeah. There was that. Well, I'll have to get her to call, for a call back on that, because I thought that was like the most adorable thing when we were watching that, and she said that.
Why would I want that? So we finally get it. Boba Fett shows up on the Rancor, as we've all been waiting for, and this is how they destroy they're not droidicas. They're called something else, but we'll call them droidicas. So now back to the shield conversation. There is a point where the Rancor is bashing on the shield of one of these, right? From the top.
Right.
And it looks like the droidica, from the pressure against the shield, it is making the droidica crumble, even though they're not up against the shield, like it could feel that distance between the shield. You know what I'm saying?
Well, one can assume that those shields are a bit pressure. If they're not allowing things to get in, then they've got to be pressurized because they've got to hold oxygen in there or else you'll die, which means that a person couldn't use it because eventually they'd pass out.
Right. So the Mandalorian finally gets in, and he gets on top of one of the droids while the Rancor is crushing down on it, and the droid is having a physical reaction to being crushed down. And Mando's just like, whatever, dude. Like, like, I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird. I know that it just needed to happen because they needed to take him out some way.
Right.
You could have still just had the Rancor like pounding on the shield instead of like actually crushing it down while Mando was in there. Anyways, then we get they eventually destroy the true droids with the help of the non-Jedi baby Yoda and the Rancor. Then we get the standoff, which it's been a while, but I feel he would have saw the tide turning and taken off. And what I mean by it's been a while since I've watched the Clone Wars, which is obviously where a lot of his story comes from.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, if you listen to the conversation, they've got a history. First of all, there is some story in the Clone Wars, but it sounds like maybe some things happened that we didn't see between Boba Fett and Cad Bane. Cad Bane is old at this point. He's he's I think in his 70s, which for his species we don't know if that's incredibly old or not, but they imply that it is kind of old.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like
I
they were saying that they were both old, but Cad wasn't as old for his species as Boba Fett
Right.
is. I kind of felt like
and
that's
that he
what
was
they were
still-
trying to like.
Yeah, and then he's still quick. Like he still has it.
Definitely. Well, this gave us our Old West showdown.
Yeah.
Right. But I was just trying to remember from like the Clone War times. He was very much look out for numero uno, no loyalty.
Mhm.
Once his side is losing, he's the kind to just dip out. But anyways, we get this fight, which he shoots. He's the one who wins the quick draw. Cad beats Boba and blasts him and has him dead to rights, and then Boba uses his beaten stick. and I think this is supposed to be his moment of revenge for the Raiders.
Right, but it's misplaced because
It's definitely
Cad Bane had
misplaced.
nothing to do with
I
the
agree.
Raiders.
Well, you don't
Right.
know. He could have been the one that actually went and killed them all.
No, he wasn't. He didn't know about it. Remember, the Pikes tell him about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was the one who mentioned that as well.
Mm-mm.
No,
Okay.
as a matter of fact, I think he was even upset when he found out.
Yeah, because
Sorry.
he was calling him like they were saying the Pikes are being mathematical, and Cad was all like, I forgot what he had said, but then the Pikes responded as it would just be mathematical or surgical or something like that.
Yeah.
I think killing him was one of the worst ideas they could have had. That kind of goes into the video. Oh shoot, it's already 12. But I hate that they killed him. Also, if they did kill him, leave him dead, because there's this thing happening in Star Wars where everybody just seems to come back.
It's back to tanks, bro. Just throw them in the back to tanks and they're good to go.
That's a thing. I believe they did show a blinking light on after this, where he might still possibly be alive.
I don't think so. I think they brought him in there. They showed him. I think it's an end of a character. Much like
such a
you.
waste.
I hope it is.
I hope so too, but also so wasteful. It would have.
Yeah, it's an ignominious end for such a good character. It's a bad end for such a good character.
Yes. Yeah.
He did die to Boba Fett, but this is not the Boba Fett of Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
Right. It would have been nice for them to have built the rivalry or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be fair, they did. They built the rivalry in
an episode,
the Clone Wars. So you just haven't seen the rivalry of him teaching a young Boba Fett how to be a bounty hunter.
What percentage of the people watching Book of Boba Fett have watched all the Clone Wars?
I would say probably a vast majority.
I would say a vast majority. And I would say vast. And just the reason why I say a vast, because even my own mom watched the Clone Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, she watched it. Granted, she's not a huge nerd like I am, but she loves Star Wars. And even she was like all about watching the Clone Wars, which surprised me. I was like, oh, that's dope.
That would be interesting to find out. So then after this, Mos Espa has a Rancor problem. It's gone rogue. Did I get... No, I didn't. Eventually, Baby Yoda Paul Hogan's this. Like Crocodile
and then takes
Dundee.
a nap next to him.
Baby Yoda does his Crocodile Dundee and calms the Rancor down. And then we pop over to Steven's favorite scene with the end of the Syndicate.
Yeah.
Where Fennec So yeah, I thought it was going to be Boba because they hung the mayor like that with that
Mhm.
wire, which I liked. and then I kind of heard the pattering of the footsteps, and I was like, oh, like that's not Boba.
Right. Hey, Bubba to walk like that.
And then she stabs him from behind. I agree with you, Steven. Boba needed to shoot him in the face, to his face, like,
Right.
It would have made it more meaningful
or
in a
stab
lot
him
of
with
ways.
his gaffy stick or whatever they're called. Yeah. Or turn him into a slave, but I don't know.
Anything better than the conclusion that was this. Yeah.
Like make him pay
Yeah.
for it.
Right.
And then we get the jokes where this guy's jealous he didn't get a mango or whatever the hell you want to call that.
Yeah, obviously no one ever told him to let the Wookiee win.
Right.
Right.
We get
Those
the bikes.
bikes.
That was something else
Even
that
with this scene, spikes,
like
dude.
everyone knew who these people were. They just stuck out like a sore thumb. And they would never have been great operatives for whatever purpose he wanted. Like they would not have been spies. They would not have been, which is kind of what they were. They were like keeping an eye on all the stuff. But anyone who saw them would be like, oh, well, I need to chill out because I know what these people are doing.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
You going to watch it again? Either one of you.
It depends. If Book of Boba Fett season 2 comes out, I may rewatch it just to, refresh my memory.
Just watch the last 3
Same.
episodes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
when it comes down to it, I'm a fan of Star Wars. Good, bad, ugly. I'm a fan of it.
Mhm.
So, I'll watch it.
Just
Yeah.
a side note,
Same.
we're not going to talk about the new Kenobi show until trailers come out.
Yeah, which hopefully we'll see one on
Should
that
be soon.
important episode of football that's coming up on Sunday.
Did they say that that's happening?
It's rumored. It's
Okay.
rumored.
Oh, I think I've heard that. Yeah.
There's also a Moon Knight trailer that's rumored,
Oh,
but
yeah,
at
football. That's a
$6.5
thing,
million for 30 seconds. I can't imagine. What I imagine we'll see is a 30-second trailer, which will say, see the full trailer on Disney Plus or, this website.
Okay. YouTube and all the places.
Yeah.
Right.
So would you watch the season over, Avery?
I think the same with Steve, right? I would watch it if, when the season 2 of Boba Fett comes out, and I would only see a certain episodes. Like I would only probably watch the episode where he's with the Tusken tribe, and then also the episodes with the Mandalorian because those are my favorite. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably won't watch it again. I'm making a video of what I would have liked to have seen with Boba Fett, and I think both of you guys will like some of my ideas.
Can't wait to hear it.
I think this was kind of disappointing. Also,
Definitely.
just another thought that I had as I was going through the last episode again this morning. Boba Fett looks like so much more of a badass in the helmet, man. Put that thing on.
Easily.
Like,
yes, easily.
Put that thing on.
Yeah, once he takes the helmet off, I'm no longer intimidated by him.
He smiles too much.
He really does, yeah.
Don't all crime lords smile a lot?
Yeah, but he's not a crime lord. And then the ultimate
What are you talking about? He called himself a crime lord.
The ultimate failure of this series is he's walking with Fennec, and he goes, "What are we even doing here? We're not cut out for this." No shit.
Well, and then
we didn't need 7 episodes to figure that out. We figured that out in the first couple that you weren't cut out to be a crime lord.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then the first time when Cat shows up, he's like, "Why are you doing this?" And then Boba Fett's response is Tatooine is mine. I was like, that's not an answer to that question. Like,
No, it really isn't.
Yeah, and why lay claim to Tatooine? I mean, if there's a bright, shining center of the galaxy, Tatooine is the planet that's furthest from it. That's canon. Luke Skywalker says it. Why do we keep coming back to this planet? We've seen it more than Coruscant, which is, where everything should be happening.
so if he didn't want to work for idiots anymore and he just kind of wanted to retire and he's loaded, why not go do the thing all rich people do and go get your own, find some sort of tropical place or something, or maybe you're a mountain guy, or I like go retire and just do your thing, live your quiet, humble life. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like, what does
Move
this
to the
matter?
planet Hawaii and live there for the rest of your life, like I plan on doing.
And we never get that. We never get that resolution of why it matters to him.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll get that in season 2. When we see what happens with the Dune storyline of the waters of Tatooine and
Hey, maybe. But that would be prequel type stuff. All right, guys, let's wrap this up. Steve's got to get going. Avery, what you got going on this next week?
All right. Next week is possibly baby due date. We're going to our doctor's appointment on Monday, and they're going to tell us if we have another week or if it's time for baby to come out. So
that means this Monday or next Monday.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exciting. Keep
Yeah.
us posted.
Yeah. No, super excited. Yeah, super exciting.
remember, pictures or it didn't happen.
So gotcha. I mean, you saw but lady, you saw the belly. Like it's there. It's a thing.
Yeah, look, even though you've told me you never make that statement. That's, But yeah, congratulations. We're all looking forward to seeing the happy, healthy baby girl.
You getting time
Thank
off?
you. Yeah, getting 6 weeks.
Nice. Very nice.
No. Yeah.
So, Steven, what have you got coming up?
Well, Valentine's Day is obviously Monday, so there's probably going to be some obligations there. And then next week, we've got the Batman coming out on Friday, so I'm hoping to go see that Friday.
I thought that was pushed to March. Next week's Uncharted.
Is next week Uncharted? I
Yeah.
thought the Batman was.
Batman got pushed to March.
Why do they keep moving stuff around?
I think I want to say it's
March
the first
4th.
week.
You are correct. So we have Uncharted next week. Well, still, I'll be going to the movies. I'll be going to see Uncharted.
You got my hopes up, damn it. I'd much rather go see that than Uncharted.
I'm good for both. Yep, February 18th, Uncharted.
I'm good for both too.
Yeah.
Well, if you're not a papa, you should try and do that. And we'll see if we could talk about that next week. The Uncharted stuff. Does it come out Wednesday night or Thursday night?
Thursday night.
Okay.
Thursday is the first showing that I'm seeing listed.
Oh, yeah.
Thursday at 4 p.m. actually at Harkins. So
I am busy Thursday night. So my week after this, I'm probably going to jump on Halo and grind out some more of that campaign. I'd like to finish that this weekend, maybe today. And then I'm working on my Boba Fett video, which I'm really excited for. I need just to find a few more things to kind of spice it up a little bit and then start recording and editing and all of that fun stuff. And I'll go see Uncharted. I am going to go see the band Cursive on Thursday, which I'm really excited about because I never thought I'd get a chance to see those guys. Yeah, otherwise just working more. It's been busy over there.
Yeah. The life of an adult, man. It's work.
Yep. for now.
That's why this needs. That's why this needs to blow up so we can stop working. And we'll be working. We can do something we really enjoy.
Yes. So tell your friends about our show.
Remember to
And,
like and subscribe.
Yes. Tell your friends. Leave a like. Subscribe. Thank you for watching The Dirty Nerdy, episode 13. And until next time, keep it nerdy.